In this tutorial, I will explain how to access some phone features from Where I Am, such as mobile camera, photo gallery, and geolocation of the current user. Let's start with camera and photo library access. One approach is to use a form with some picture attribute displayed on this form. Where I Am will automatically generate a button that allows users to upload a picture to this attribute. This is explained in the video tutorial about picture attributes. Please watch it if necessary. On a mobile phone, when the user clicks this button, the phone will automatically prompt the user to access the camera or the photo gallery, and then upload the photo taken from the camera or the image selected from the photo gallery into the attribute. This approach will work both for the browser-based mobile applications and native mobile applications. There is another approach which is more flexible than the first one. With this approach, you access the camera or photo library from an Where I Am process. The result is immediately written into the specified picture attribute of the business object that you provide, and the process will then continue. If you want, you can then display the result in a form, query, or presentation. This approach, however, will only work in native mobile applications, and it will not work in browser-based applications. Let's look at an example of the second approach. Let's add a button to the menu of an application. When the user clicks on this button, the phone will allow the user to take a photo of the current user, and then the result will be displayed on some form of the logged-in user. Let's modify the mobile version of the CRM sample application. Here we have the staff member object. And this object already has the picture attribute called photo. I have also added a mobile-friendly form that shows this attribute in an HTML cell, as well as the staff members' first and last names. Here is this form, and here is the HTML shown. So now we need a process that would take the photo, write it into the photo attribute of the logged-in user, and display this form. So we create a new process. We will call it Take Photo. The first action of the process should take the photo. This is done using a special type of action called Mobile Camera Snap Into. The parameter of the action identifies the picture attribute to write the photo into. And the second action should show a form. So that's all we have to do in the process. Now we need to add a button to our menu that starts the process. That's all we have to do. Unfortunately, I cannot show you how this works, as it requires me to build a native mobile application and upload it to the phone. But hopefully you understand the idea. When the user presses the button in the menu, the camera is activated, and once the photo is taken, it is written into the attribute of the logged-in user, and then a form of the user with the result is displayed. Note that you can specify some properties of the camera in the rule action. The full list of available properties is provided in the rule language guide. For example, we can crop the image before it is written into the picture attribute using the target width and target height properties, like so. Accessing the photo library of the phone is very similar to accessing the camera. You just need to use the mobile camera get into action. So to use this action, we will just replace snap with get. This action will let the user select an image from the photo library and write it into the specified picture attribute. Let's now look at how you can add support for reading the current geolocation of the logged-in user to your application. Just like accessing camera and photo library, reading current geolocation is performed from a process that uses a special action. Longitude, latitude, and other coordinates of the current user are written into a special business object called mGeolocation. So before you can write a process, you need to add this object to your application. To do this, select the business objects node in the tree, right-click, and then select the Add Geolocation Object command from the pop-up menu. We can see that the object has been added to the business space version. Obviously, you only need to do it once. Let's now add a menu command to our mobile application that will read the current location of the user and display it on a Google map. Let's store the current location of the user in a reference attribute of the staff member object. So I will add the location attribute to the staff member object. The type of this attribute will be mGeolocation, the new object that we have just added. Let's now define a form of the staff member that will show this location on a Google map. The form will have just one cell of the Google Map type, and the map will refer to our location attribute. Let me also remove default panel operations of the form and also remove the panel header. Now we need a process that will read the current location. The first action will create an instance of the mGeolocation object if it's not defined already, and then set it into the location attribute of the logged-in staff member. So if the location is undefined, create a new one and set it into the location attribute of the logged-in user. The second action will read this location and write it into the instance of the mGeolocation object. This is where we use the special action that reads geolocation. It is called mobile get location into. And finally, we will display the form. Let's now add a button to our mobile menu and see how this works. Note that you can read geolocation on all devices that support location detection, browser-based or native. Even most desktops nowadays support it. So I put the version under test, and I will try to log into the application using the browser. Let's pretend that we're using a mobile phone, so I will use the special URL to log into the mobile part of the application. Let's now turn the phone simulator on so that it looks more like a real mobile phone. Here we go. Here I have our menu, and let's click on the read location. And you can see the Google map is now displayed on the phone. It is also possible to watch changes to the location of the user. To do this, use the following action in your process. Once this action executes, the system will start automatically writing the current location of the user into the specified instance of the mGeolocation object whenever the location of the user changes. To stop watching the changes of the location, use the following action.